This is TikTok. Yeah, Calvin Klein meets Batch. Like, this is the X-rated Batch docu-series. Yeah. In 10 years, I see myself on the front cover of Vogue. No, I'm Henry. I'm an annoying twat who posts silly little videos online. And now, I'm trying to pursue a career in stand-up and acting and anything else that will take me. I think I've always definitely been like a bit of a joker. Like, since I was young, always like making people laugh. But I think especially when my parents got divorced, it was like, I don't know whether it was a coping mechanism or what, but that was definitely like when I started to become a bit of a clown. But I didn't realize I was actually funny, I think, until secondary school, because that's when it's like, you know, it's not just your family laughing and stuff, it's like people you don't necessarily know in the class and like making people laugh. It's like, oh, okay, I think I'm funny. Not everyone does. The Henry of recent times have started to develop a personal. I think it's more as I've gone from TikTok to Instagram, doing a bit more of me, I guess. So I think that's all it is. It's just a little bit more of me personally, and you know, being a bit of a vain twat sometimes, which I am. But like bringing all of those aspects in rather than just characters. Because yeah, when it was just TikTok, I think a lot of people, you know, they didn't know any like what I actually sounded like, what I was actually like. Now they would know I'm a dick. So yeah, recently started stand-up, and it went really well. I mean, it's been going really well. I've just done the Fringe, which is, you know, it's a lot to do for your first ever stand-up, but I think that was an experiment, right? It was to see how we can manage on stage. It wasn't us being like, oh, we're suddenly stand-ups because we can make funny videos. Like, it doesn't work like that. But I really, really enjoyed it. And I think it was really nice for me to see like, okay, this is something I might, with a lot of work, be able to get good at. So at the moment for me, it's a case of doing it a lot, now doing the necessary groundwork you've got to do, like the pubs, the clubs, just doing loads of shows and seeing if this is something that I can, you know, really build on. So like we've got a show coming up on the 12th of October at Clapham Grand, which is gonna be quite a big show, and that's our Knock Knock Fringe show. But like, other than that, yeah, it's gonna be pubs and clubs and just trying new material and trying to see how far I can go. I might just be shit, you never know. Maybe I just had one good set and then I'm just fucked, but going on stage for stand-up is terrifying. But I think, for me, the whole thing was just about doing it. Like in my head, I was like, if I do it, then I'm winning either way. Like even if I do it and it's horrible for a month and I'm awful, yeah, it won't be nice short term, but at least I've done it, and like I can look at myself and be like, okay, I gave that a go. And like, you can't be good at everything. So it's like, I think accepting that, and you know, knowing that even the best stand-ups, they have shows where they flop still. Like, you know, I've listened to interviews and stuff and they talk about it. So I think not being afraid of that really helps, and knowing that you're winning by just getting on stage. But yeah, it's fucking terrifying. I would say I think I know who I am quite well. So it's like not getting lost in my characters. I think knowing that is what almost helps me do the characters, if you know what I mean, because it's like, yeah, I don't really know in what way. I think I know who I am. Maybe I'll have a crisis in a couple of years and just be like, fuck! Yeah. I think for me, what I wear is key with how I feel, like 100%. Like right now, I'm in my batch suit, I'm on stage. I'm in my element. I feel comfortable, confident, and elevated. That's what you guys say. But I think on like a daily basis for me anyway, it's like, I think what I'm wearing is really important, because if I like what I'm wearing, I'm much more confident, and it will affect how I behave. Even things just like walking down the street, and like the way I walk, the way I'll hold myself, or when I speak to people. If I like my outfit, like it doesn't necessarily need to be all out there, but if I'm comfortable in it, then it does give you that confidence. For me personally, I know some people don't care, but like for me personally, like clothes and look is, maybe that's just because I'm a vain bastard, who knows? But it's really, yeah, it is really important to like my daily, what I do on a daily basis. You know, sometimes when I go down to the co-op and I'm dressed like absolute shit, And like, I'll bump into someone I know and I'm just there in like football shorts and like an old polo top and flip-flops. And I'm there like, hello. And I can just tell they're like, fucking hell, he's dropped off. My goals as an artist this year, I think in terms of, there's different things I want to do, right? So I think in terms of the stand-up, it's just to improve, to actually become a stand-up comedian in the sense of doing the groundwork, build up a whole log of good material, do all the shows and actually get to a position where, you know, I'm starting to find my voice on stage and my like stand-up persona. Yeah, just really put in the work. And then I'd really like to, you know, I've always been interested in acting and I've always acted. I'd really like to continue with that and like not let that just sort of fade away. So definitely continue that. So get involved in more like plays, and I'd love to do TV stuff, like everyone would. But like, do you know what I mean? Like TV or film, like that's obviously like a dream. And writing, like I've always writ. I've always writ, yeah, I'm a really good writter. I've always like wrote, can't speak. I've always wrote, and I think, yeah, working on things like, just continuing that. So I think it's a bit early for a book, but TikTok and me. No, but I think, yeah, maybe like writing, I've got an idea for like a sitcom or something like that, or like a play, and maybe putting in the work and at least making substantial progress on that.
If you're big on TV, go on Love Island.
Yeah, you know, I've been asked.
Have you?
I've been asked to go on Love Island, but it's one of those where it's an Instagram DM. I know, like I'd turn up and they'd see this like 5'10" guy, not jacked at all. Not as white teeth as everyone else as well, and just be there like, nah, let's get it. Pale as well, pale, skinny, just say like, hello. Oh, my favorite country, I didn't see this one. What is my favorite country? I think, this is tough. Maybe my favorite country's, it could be England, you know, which is proper like, ooh. I think, no, not England. If England includes, which it doesn't, but the UK, like, you know, it's technically a cheat answer, but it does have so much. And I didn't realize how nice it was until going to places like Devon or the Lake District and stuff. And it's like, it's quite nice. You get sun in summer, you get winter in winter, like, which is nice. Or Italy. Yeah, I say England, but then I always need to get out, so. Favorite comedian is Mickey Flanagan. Mickey Flanagan. Doesn't need explanation, I think he's a genius.
Favorite skit?
That I've done? The favorite one I've done is probably, I don't think it even did that well in terms of views, but it's like, the concept is a cat, and it's like, I'm being a cat as a person, and it's like, a cat interacting with an owner, and it's like telling you to come over, and then the minute you come over, it's like, yeah, fuck off, because like they're proper like, they'll coax you over and be like, come on, come over, and then the minute you go to stroke them, they're like, what are you doing? You're disgusting, get away from me. And it's just that, and I found it really funny because it's so ridiculous and weird, but like, I was like, it's true. But I don't think it did that well because people are like, this is a bit weird. Yeah, let's go. I think he's lost it. Sustainable fashion is extremely important. I think it should be important I think sustainability in general, but being able to incorporate that into what you're wearing on a daily basis is essential because, you know, at this company I used to work for, there was this whole idea called Fuck Mars, right? And it was this idea of like, oh, we can go to Mars. It's like, no, this is our home. Let's fucking stay here. So in all areas that we can bring sustainability in and behave more sustainably, we should. And like fashion is a key part of that because fast fashion is, it's a killer to the environment. Like it's really, really horrific in terms of what it does. I think there's a crazy stat about how many liters it takes to create one t-shirt, liters of water. I can't remember the exact one, so it doesn't quite have the effect, but 20,000. I mean, that is mental. So I think, yeah, being able to bring sustainability into fashion is key. And I think especially with someone who cares about what they wear, you know, it's not what you wear, it's what it means. But if you're wearing, I know, like, but if you're wearing like, you know, you feel good about yourself as well. You know, you feel good about wearing something which is like this suit, which is not only looks really good and is nice, but you know it's been sustainably sourced and sustainably made, so it's not harming the environment. You're not sacrificing the planet for the sake of looking a little bit nicer. Yeah, it's the freedom to experience everything. Yeah, you open yourself up to like so many opportunities. Like for example, if I'd said I want to be a social media influencer, not only would I be a dick, no, I'm kidding, no, I like you guys. Some of them are my friends. Yeah. No, but I think like I would never have got into stand-up, do you know what I mean? Because I would have been like, no, I don't want to do that, it's distracting from this. But like something comes along, like an opportunity with stand-up, and it's like, yeah, give it a go. Yeah, and I've enjoyed it. Yeah, in 10 years, I see myself on the front cover of Vogue. No, I honestly don't know, but I think that's, for me, like that's been my whole life, is not planning too much ahead, kind of just going along with stuff and enjoying it in the moment. If you're enjoying something, continuing with it and kind of seeing where it takes you. It's quite fun doing that, you know, like there's, okay, this is gonna sound so pretentious. Mate, earlier when I was like, I know who I am, I'm not becoming my characters, this is me becoming my characters. But there is a thing that Oscar Wilde said, where he's like, it's something about the joy of not knowing what you're going to do, and the fact of not being a noun, but a verb, like a moving word, and you're constantly moving and you don't know what's next. That's the thrill of life, and that's what's exciting. So I have no idea where I'll be in 10 years. Maybe, you know, in the most incredible place, maybe absolutely nowhere, but like, that's quite fun, I think, to not know.